DC Boxing Legend Podcast. 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 Home of the champions.
Welcome to DC Boxing Legends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Ray Massey, and today we have a special guest. Coming in from Oxon Hill, Maryland, we have the 2021 AIBA World Champion at 125 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jahmal Harvey. Hey, what's going on, Jahmal?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure that you decided to bless us and share with us some of your experience. I want to get some of the fans, give them an opportunity to know exactly who you are. So without any more delay, I want to start with, man, where you coming from originally?
I originally grew up in Southeast DC and then moved with my dad when I was about 12 to Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Okay, 12 years old. Okay. So when you moved into Oxon Hill, Maryland, what got you into boxing?
What got me into boxing is my boxing coach, Daryl Davis. He was my football coach for Little League. And once I was transitioning into getting into high school, he was telling me that I was going to have to choose a sport. And he seen me not progressing in football, like all the other kids were getting bigger and bigger, and I was still just so little. He was saying that I could make it further in life with boxing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love boxing, but similar to me, man. I remember starting in in football, and I ended up in boxing because I was just too small. Same thing. So all right, so far so good. You made a huge splash to have boxing to be a secondary choice because being the 2021 AIBA World Champion, that is not an easy task, man. This hasn't been done, from what I hear, in over 14 years. Is that correct?
That's correct. It wasn't easy. I was fighting other world champions. Some of them were pros, Olympians, so it wasn't no easy road to beating them fighters.
Wow. Okay. So how many fights did you have to go through to make it to the championship?
I had to fight 5 times to make it to the championship, and then the championship was my 6th fight.
Nice. Was the championship the hardest fight, or was it, compared to the other ones, rather easy?
I would say it was the hardest because I was fighting a counter puncher, so he was just, it wasn't as hard. It was just like more of a slower pace, and more thinking, just because I had an opponent trying to counter me. How do you assess your opponent when you're getting in the ring? Is it quickly? Is it all done in the first couple seconds, or do you have are you a slow starter? No, I wouldn't say I'm a slow starter. I just go out there and get on my jab, and then I just try to notice their tendencies on what they do. Like if I jab, are they gonna try to catch it, or are they gonna try to slip? And then I just notice, like, all right, if they try to catch it, I'm just gonna come around with a hook. If they try to slip, I'm a feint them and then throw it whichever way they're going.
Yeah, they say the sweet science, man. It's a thinking man's game. It's not so much physicality. It's a thinker's game. So wow. So exactly how long have you been boxing?
I've been boxing for 6 years. 6
years. Nice. What would you say your favorite fighter is, or if you have one?
Some of the fighters I like watching is Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford. I like Rickendow, fighters like them.
Yeah, I noticed some of the fighters that you named, they're all kind of boxer punchers. They're
they're slick. They're very crafty in the ring. They size you up and just take you apart. Would you consider your style very similar?
I won't consider it similar. Well, I do switch like Terrence Crawford, but I just switch anytime throughout the fight. I switch a lot, unlike him just staying one way. But I do try to take some things that they do and put it in my own style, because I do switch it up. Like I box, and then if I see you wearing down, I'm just going to go and stay in the pocket and weigh you down.
Are you a body puncher?
I would say I'm a good body puncher.
Okay, yeah. Man, I tell you, when I first saw you fight, I saw you southpaw, and I was like, we got another one. I have a lot of love for my southpaw fighters. When I found out you switch a lot, and I was like, you might be double trouble. So, do you have any problem fighting southpaws, or is it?
When I was younger, I didn't like fighting southpaws. That just was weird for me, so I ended up switching. But now, I feel like me learning how to fight southpaw, I just know the tricks and I know the angles I need to take to fight another southpaw, or if I'm southpaw, fight an orthodox fighter.
So what are some of the tricks that work for you? I'm asking for a friend.
Positioning with my outside foot, things like that.
Okay. So let's talk about your support system. So doing this for 6 years, you got a great coach. I've heard so many great things about him. Seems like you have an excellent family system, support system. Who do you lean on the most when you're out of town?
My mom and my dad. Just my family. Everybody support. If I'm out of town, send me money, make sure I'm straight. And my coach, when I'm out of town, he's still, when I was even fighting overseas, he was still like doing his research on the fighters that I was going to fight, coming up with things he think will work. So I'll just lean on them.
Right. And so with that support system, you think that benefits you when you have those grueling tournaments, those, ones that are pretty lengthy?
Can you repeat that?
Do you think that support system helps you out for those long tournaments when, it's fighter after fighter after fighter after fighter, the mental fatigue it puts on you? Do you think the help from your family pulls you through in those times?
Definitely, the support from my family pulled me through those times, and even my teammates from my boxing gym. Even I just want to show out and do good for them. They telling me keep going, you got it. So it's just good to hear that I got people looking up to me, and I don't want to let them down. So it's good support.
And you got a lot of talent within your camp as well. Who are some of the fighters we need to look out for that are coming out of your gym?
My brother Amir Lee. You got Makai Fenwick. You got Nick. Well, Nick. It's just a lot of fighters. We got so many. They all talented. They gonna go down to nationals in Shreveport, Louisiana, and do their thing. Hopefully, we gonna come back. We're gonna come back with at least 10 number one fighters.
10 number one fighters. That's what I'm talking about, man. Always paving the way, man, and just making history, man. We come from a rich community in this DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and this is what it's all about, man. Just showcasing some of our outstanding talent. Who do you have picked for tonight? We have a clash between Sean Porter and we have Terrence Crawford. Who you got and why?
I got Terrence Crawford because he just adjusts so good, and I think the power gonna probably be too much for Sean Porter. Like once Sean Porter feel the power, he gonna have to switch up his style and have to box, and I just don't think he can outbox. But
I think So I've seen Porter make some adjustments like he did in the Spence fight. Do you think that same Porter can show up tonight?
I feel like it's gonna be a good fight because Porter he got that dog in him. Like, he just won't quit. He gonna keep coming no matter what. So I feel like he can adjust, but I just don't think it's enough. If he adjusts, Bud just gonna adjust right back, and he just not gonna be able to keep up mentally.
Gonna be a battle of the wills, and they both have pretty strong wills. It's gonna be an interesting fight, man. Me personally, I'm with you, man. I'm picking Bud because I just think he's the more complete fighter. I think the aggression is just one side, but you got to have a lot of tools. I think he has enough tools to, navigate through that aggression. What did you think about that Canelo fight?
I ain't really get to see it. I was in the airport coming back from Serbia, but I seen the highlights, and he just different. Like, his power, like, he just getting stronger and stronger every fight.
Yeah, I noticed that, man. When I saw that, I was like, man, I wonder what it would have been like if he had hit this peak and fought Floyd. But then part of me kind of says, nah, it may not have been a different fight. He still looks like he has trouble with slick fighters. And Floyd, he's about as defensively sound as they come. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So okay. Any notable? And I know that we didn't really cover a lot when we talked about your work, because of course you won that multiple national titles.
Yeah, 10-time national champ.
How many times?
10 times.
10. Goodness gracious, man. Hey, man, I am so looking forward to you transitioning into the pros. I hear though, so you're making preparations to be on the 2024 Olympic team. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I want to get a 2024 Olympic gold medal in Paris.
Okay. So what steps do you have to do to obtain that?
First, I have to continue to win overseas and rack up some international ranking points to qualify for 2024, and then win Olympic trials.
And you also have to win the trials?
Yes, in the U.S.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fighting you got ahead of you.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. How do you stay healthy, man? What do you do for your diet?
I currently, since the beginning of the year, have been vegetarian, and I feel like it's helped me out a lot. My weight comes off easy. I be underweight way before the fight, even before it's fight time. So I just don't stress about weight, and my weight is good.
Well, what would you tell the young kids about the importance of a good diet?
It's important. Your body gonna perform. What you put in your body is what your body gonna put out. So you just gotta be mindful of what you eat. Try to eat healthier.
What would be on your typical meal? Do you skip lunch, or are you 3 meals a day, just small? How do you work it out?
When I'm losing weight, I probably eat just like a small breakfast, and then a big lunch and a small dinner.
And then just burn it all off in the gym.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the sparring, or just heavy bag, or is it a little bit of both?
I enjoy a little bit of both. I like sparring more.
Okay. It sounds like you have a pretty big stable. Do you travel much to spar, or do you just stay local?
No, I travel around to spar. Especially like when COVID hit in the summer, I was traveling to New Jersey a lot to go spar some great pros like Raymond Ford, Rasheem Jefferson, Dylan Price.
Dylan Price? Okay. Yeah, are they in
They're in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good friends. I always chat with them on with the dad on Facebook. Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Hey, look, man, we are definitely proud of you, man. You're putting us on the map, big time in a major way. This what you're doing now with only 6 years in the amateurs is almost unheard of. We appreciate all of the commitment. You're just bringing home the championship for the hometown. It gives everybody bragging rights when you go out to fight, and it's like we're in the ring with you, especially some of the the older fighters who come before you. Man, we look up to you, man, and we're proud of you. That's what I want you to know when you go out of town and you compete, that we're always in your corner, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to the young fighters coming up?
Just stay in the gym. Don't get discouraged, especially when sparring. Try to spar people that's better than you. It's always going to help you in the long run. Taking a beating ain't so bad. Then you can learn from your mistakes. Just stay in the gym. Don't get discouraged, and work on the things you need to work on.
Do you think shadow boxing is just as important as sparring?
In a sense, if you got to know what you're doing, like especially being in a USA team, I didn't never know that I was shadow boxing all wrong. It's not just about going there, warming up, throwing punches. So we actually do like little drills where we might not even throw any punches shadow boxing. We just sitting there slipping and visualizing like a punch coming to us.
That's interesting. And okay. How do you do a lot of work on defense, or is it more in offense?
I do a lot of work on defense. My coach is just smart with what he does, so he handicaps me sometimes. Like, I'll just work on this, just jab, things like that.
Oh man, that's great. Coach Davis is he's awesome. Give him my sentiments when next time you see him. I told him we would come by and stop past his gym. I do still plan on doing that. He has an amazing team, and he continues to do great things. We wish you all the best, and we want you to continue to do great things for us. Do you have any parting words that you'd like to say?
I'd like to say just thanks for all the support from everybody. Just continue to follow my journey, and all the up and coming fighters in the DMV. I'm here for you. You can hit me anytime for advice. I want to see everybody win, and just stay focused.
Hey, before we go, do you have an Instagram to hit you up on, or do you have a fan Instagram, or is it,
You can hit me up on Instagram at OHB_Mahl, MAHL.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first from the champ, Mr. Jahmal Harvey, another DC boxing legend.
DC Boxing Legend Podcast. 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 DC Boxing Legend